Today's video is brought to you by Now Drinks. Now Sense is a focus drink designed for gamers. It'll boost your concentration and make you more alert, but without any of the harmful ingredients that other gamer drinks have like caffeine and taurine, which makes it a great alternative to energy drinks. And today I'm happy to introduce you to the new flavor drink, which is sweeter, fruitier, and the first sugar-free product, with the same great formula as the other drinks. So by clicking on the link in the description below, you can buy anything in the store and get a free shaker with the code IzAw.
Here we go. Performance for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you wanna clap. As we take you through this funky rap.
Plant Gang, Piranha Plant.
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. When it was first unveiled, it was considered a masterpiece of a game. 3 words, everyone is here. Mario, Link, Sonic, Ryu, Snake, Cloud, and even Pichu were all brought back to fight each other yet again. But it felt like there was something missing for the longest time. Until the fateful day, November 1st, 2019, when things changed. A new fighter rose out of the ground, quite literally in fact, and showed the world that anyone, except Waluigi, could be in Smash. Wow. The Piranha Plant. A character that, if won with, asserts
Ultimate dominance.
This goofy defensive plant is both a fast faller and a heavyweight, which relies heavily on gimmicks and legendary ledge trapping.
Hold on a minute. Did you just say that a plant had legendary ledge trapping?
Yeah.
I highly doubt that. How can a plant have a more legendary ledge trapping game than me?
I don't know, man. This ledge trapping is pretty damn legendary.
Whatever. Alright, so tell me about this plant thing.
Well, Ptooie, as weird as it is basically the core of how it wants to play neutral, especially because it can jump and spit it to send it even further, as well as it can act immediately after. The plant is, of course, vulnerable during this, just be careful not to get hit by the spike ball as you attack it. It can also quickly release the B button to basically cancel it, and use it as a potential bait, I guess.
What kind of bait is that?
I don't know.
So how do I beat this plant?
Well, the biggest thing is that you're never allowed to challenge it from above, regardless of who you are. You will lose, especially since up tilt and up smash are intangible, and Ptooie beating out any attacks that isn't a disjoint or moves with super armor. If the spike ball hits without it being spat out, it'll have no lag and will usually always be followed up with an up air, forward air, or back air.
I can just shield the spike ball, so why should I care?
Well, that's the problem. If you shield it, it'll easily start shield poking with another spike ball, or you'll get neutral aired, or it'll make you jump, which it'll try beating out. Either way, the plant doesn't really have that great of a neutral. It mostly consists of short hopping or full hopping with neutral air, spacing you out with forward air and back air, dash attacking you or dash grabbing you. Instead, the plant plays purely to abuse its ability to edge guard you or ledge trap you. The better it is at figuring out your ledge patterns, the harder it will be. So it has to play a strategic ledge trapping game to find any kind of success. It can cover a ton of ledge options at the same time, with a ton of different mix-ups, and once you are at the ledge against it, you should honestly just mix it up and pray it guesses wrong.
Huh? Pray? How about I blow it up?
Sure, Snake, blow it up. Either way, this is why before it fights, it'll always start off by fully charging up its poison so that it can maximize the potency of its ledge trapping game once it somehow manages to win neutral. And every time it does, it's truly a sight to behold.
They're bursting forward, they've got a chance, they've crossed it into the box. Oh, I don't believe this! There's a chance for a woman! Oh, they've scored! I do not believe what I've just seen!
The poison in neutral, except for being an optimal shield breaker punish or up special punish, is also good because it allows the plant to hide in it and either charge its down special to surprise you or put you in shield to expect it. And then of course it'll start mixing you up with Ptooie or do nothing or try counterattacking your reaction. After you launch the opponent off stage, you can always spit the poison at the corner of the stage and bait out jumps, as you can't really shield it at the corner, since it can easily result in a shield break or grab. Instead, you'll have to jump, roll, or try attacking it quickly.
Who cares about some dumb poison? I bet all I have to do is throw it off stage and shoot it down.
Nope, the poison will actually negate the Nikita.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's pretty great. And while it blows the poison, it also blows away throwable items. One big weakness though is that you can reflect it at any point, as well as pocket it. And Joker will pretty much just get Arsene, Revenge will stack up to be insanely strong, and Matt gets a free KO punch.
Oh? What do I get?
You don't get anything. Actually, you can't pull grenades close to it at all.
That's ridiculous.
The plant's down special can be charged up for a very long ranged attack. While charging it, it can let go at any time, and it can also move to the left and right. However, once it commits to a direction, it can no longer tilt itself back, so mostly it'll try to charge and then time its direction with the release. During the attack, the plant's head is completely invulnerable. However, as soon as it's attacked, it'll be vulnerable. This is why it can also double tap the B button to only go a very short amount of distance no matter how long it's charged itself up, for safety. Of course, the longer it charges, the stronger it becomes, and combine its shield damage with a spike ball that recently hit them and will most likely break a shield as well. If it charges while airborne, it'll be able to stall in the air with super armor, and even angle itself more diagonally downwards. This can be really good against certain recoveries, as it'll tank up the damage and counterattack before you grab the ledge. For the plant, there is almost always a solution to any kind of recovery. It can use Ptooie from stage, which if charged can allow it to spit it out even further once it gets down closer to its mouth, or release the B button and then spit it out once it gets closer to its mouth for a long-range Ptooie. It can also go off stage without spitting it out, and if you hit the plant, it'll just fall down at you, as well as it can cover the 2-frame pretty easily.
What the hell?
And then of course it also has its aerials that can be gone off stage with very far. Especially since its recovery is really flexible and can be angled to the left or right. At the same time as whenever needed, it can use 3 different stalls for mix-ups. It can stall with Ptooie, by spitting poison, or by tapping down B, then start recovering whenever it wants.
Okay, shut up about its gimmicks already. I've been trying to choke out this plant for the past 5 minutes, but it seems to have some sort of anti-strangling technique. Looks like I'm gonna have to fight it with CQC, but I've gotta know how it fights.
Well, most of the time it'll be using neutral air, which actually isn't too safe against shield, but it can still be spaced well against certain matchups to be unpunishable, I guess. The buffered neutral air will mostly be for anti-airing, which won't grant any combos unless it's against bigger bodies or heavyweights. Most of the time it'll just full hop and try landing with neutral air instead while crossing up, which if hit can grant some combos. And then it can also land with neutral air before the very last hit connects, which lets it combo into jab. In which case, if you're at 0%, it'll always use rapid jab, and once you reach 20% till around 50, it'll start using the triple jab to set up for a tech situation, and after that percent, it'll start rapid jabbing again for maximum damage. One thing to be aware of is that the third jab is actually surprisingly safe against shield. So unless you have a very quick punish out of shield, then there's not much you can do if it's spaced right. Anyways, if it lands with only the first hit, it'll true combo into up tilt or up smash at mid to high percents. Otherwise, if it ever connects a neutral air at mid to high percents, it'll basically just try to follow up with Ptooie most of the time. It might also do a neutral air against a regular getup to drag you off stage and start an edge guard. And if you shield it, it might do another neutral air, back air, or Ptooie while grabbing the ledge, so you might want to back off to ledge trap it. Except for this, the neutral air can also trade with recoveries and semi-spike. Forward air will only be safe if it spaces it and lands it. There is a strong sweet spot at the pot, and the inner hit as a weaker sour spot. Hitting the sweet spot while landing at starting percents allows it to string into dash attack, but anything above 15% till around 30 and it'll start launching you into a tech situation, while hitting the sour spot launches you for a tech situation till slightly higher percent. Back air can also be safe if it's spaced and landed, and if it hits you it can even string into dash attack or dash grab at low percents. Otherwise it is only used for killing and anti-airing at high percents. Its up air is mostly used as an anti-air or as a combo starter if it lands with it, and it's pretty hard to hit it, but the reward will always be worth it. It can also be kind of a mix-up in neutral, as it's kind of safe if you land it and cross it up. It also makes for amazing pressure in combination with Ptooie against opponents on platforms. Down air has a sweet spot at the very bottom of the pot which spikes. If it hits you with the edge of the pot, it'll set up for a tech situation instead, and except for its offstage usage to spike opponents, it's of course also able to use it against grounded opponents to start kill confirming around 80%, all the way until really high percents. If it ever hits your shield though, you can easily punish it. Snake, are you listening?
No. I'm watching some memes before my next mission.
Oh God! Oh, it's killing me. Gotta check the sticks. Oh God!
Seems like it has some pretty bad aerials. I should be able to easily win neutral against it.
Yeah, for sure. Just make sure you also respect its burst options. It won't combo, but it'll set up for landing traps and edge guards. It's also not safe against shield unless it's done at very close range and it crosses you up. Up smash can be used as a close range out of shield option to also punish unsafe cross-ups, which kills pretty early. It actually starts off by immediately lowering its hurt box, and continues to do so until the intangibility comes out, making it really good against certain aerials out of shield after a neutral air cross-up. Forward smash has a sweet spot at the head, and a sour spot at the neck, and can even be used to outspace most get-up attacks, as its head is also intangible during the attack. Its down smash can be used to cover rolls or punish get-up attacks and set up for an edge guard. Its forward tilt can be used as a follow-up pressure tool after a safe landed aerial, or to punish people out of shield. Its safety against shield, however, is purely dependent on the matchup. It'll force a tech situation starting around 20 till 60%. Above that, it'll just launch opponents off stage for Ptooie or for a ledge trap. Down tilt could be used as shield pressure at max range, as it's safe. It could combo into forward air. However, sometimes they'll still be able to double jump out or air dodge out, which of course you can still try to outplay. If you DI in, however, it'll connect into forward air or up air. Up tilt is never safe against shield, and is only meant to quickly deny opponents landing on top of it. Hitting it allows you to combo into Ptooie, which combos to an aerial, which is amazing.
Not nearly as good as mine. Look at this beautiful stretch. Bet you can't find anyone else that can do this.
As for throws, down throw is his main throw from 0 to 20%, as it'll always lead into forward air or reverse up air. After 20%, it'll start throwing you off stage for edge guards or ledge traps, and once you are at roughly 150%, the up throw will start killing. And in a study from Harvard University, it was proven that its crouch was actually its best tool in the neutral.
Are you serious?
This is where things get obnoxious. To begin with, it'll always start standing at the perfect position so that when it spits the spike ball out, it'll bounce and roll off at its slowest. As long as the spike ball is moving, it'll be an active hitbox, meaning it'll pressure the ledge stall, ledge jump, and regular get up for the longest duration. If it hits the ledge stall or ledge jump and you're ready, it can combo into forward air or back air for a kill. Same thing with regular get-ups, only it can also combo into a grab before you get launched for extra damage.
It hurts every time.
Once it combines this with poison, it'll already be an annoying trap to get around, and you won't really want to stall as it can deal massive damage. So you'll have to try to time an option perfectly to avoid getting hit by the spike ball. You could time a ledge roll, which can be easily countered with any option depending on your percent. You could go for double jumps back in, but it will most likely get hit by the spike ball. And even then, the plant can try hitting you for it. Ledge attacks are never a good option. The two hardest options for the plant to contest are regular get-ups and ledge jumps, mostly because it won't be able to really see you as you press an option. And if you regular get up, not only can you shield for a slight moment, but you can also decide to roll or jump at any time, or attack it with a burst option, which it might counterplay you by shielding or just doing Ptooie in place.
Okay, have to hurry and make it back to control the flow of battle.
Usually, against regular get-ups, it'll mostly try using neutral air to get you off stage again, or dash grab before they can act.
Let go!
But it can also use dash attack to cover both regular get-ups, rolls, get-up attacks, and even some double jumps back in. Against ledge jumps, if it's fast enough, it can also try catching you with neutral air or by holding jab at the edge, and as soon as it connects, start mashing A for the rapid jab. If it's too slow though, it'll have to try catching your landing, which you better hope it doesn't if you want to try playing the game.
Alright, I made it back. Now what? Not this again.
It doesn't even have to be successful on its first couple of ledge traps. As long as it doesn't let you back into the middle stage, it'll remain an advantage. Point is, it observed your comfort options at the ledge to keep strategizing around them.
This is not funny anymore. What the hell do I do?
I don't know, dude. I told you, you better just pray it guesses wrong. These are only simple ways of covering the ledge too.
What? You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, these are more so for observation and stage control purposes. The plant has ways of covering multiple options at the same time, and will over time level up its ledge trap to keep you guessing. There are two ways it can do this. It can either run into the poison and then use Ptooie. This will completely deny ledge jumps, and will also make it so that if you get up attack, you'll get hit by the Ptooie. And if they double jump in with an attack, they might get hit as well. At the same time, as it can spit it onto stage once it realizes you want to roll in. The only thing that it might lose to is regular get up, as you can grab it and use your throw invincibility to ignore a bit of the poison and the spike ball. As well as you could try to hard punish it with a smash attack in return for damage from the poison. One exception is that if you're tall enough, it'll cancel the neutral beat, which can easily hit your regular get up. And if it hits a shield like this, it'll be completely safe as it'll jab or grab you before you can act.
What?
The second thing you can do is to run into the poison and charge down B, which if done at the very corner and charged upwards will beat ledge jumps, get up attacks, and aggressive double jumps. It won't beat rolls however, unless it commits preemptively while charging it towards the stage. Which of course you can't see, so it kinda becomes a gamble, as even when it's tilted towards the roll, it'll still cover every option except ledge jumps now. Except for all of this, it can of course at some points also decide to trump you into back air for kills if you keep stalling as well. These are just some of the core concepts of course. It can always try getting even more creative with its ledge trap setups or strategies.
Alright, I've had enough of this plan. I'm done here.
Oh, come on Snake, it's alright, there's no need to hide.
Okay, I get it. Leave it alone. You got me. No more. End of the video. Go watch another art of. Subscribe to the channel. And for God's sake, donate at least $1 to the Patreon. Otherwise, I swear I won't be coming back to show you all my tactics and strategies.